So, gratitude has been the secret sauce to my life the past 3 years. I first met gratitude a few years ago. I know that sounds kind of weird. Like, how the hell do you meet gratitude? Did you hear about him from Gary Vee and started following his Instagram account? No, basically, this is how it went. I went all in on life to complete a bucket list, to make my first full-length feature film. 90 minutes. So the lifestyle, the job, all the money I ever had, any chance of having a romantic relationship gone to start and complete this one thing. Well, I did it. But that's kind of not the point, because I thought if I were to do this one thing, my whole life will be changed forever. Well, it didn't. Weirdly, the byproduct of this thing is actually what changed me. And in comes a fellow named Gratitude. I've never met him before. I've heard about him. Quite frankly, I really don't give a fuck about him. When I came back to LA, I was so broke and so poor. I was sleeping in my homie's living room for practically a year. Shout out to Ahmed. Mind you, I'm 33 years old at this point. I'm not 20. But this is where things changed. Everything was just different. But it wasn't different, because LA was still LA. But for me, everything just felt different. Apparently, this fool Gratitude was sneaking into my life. Because things were so meager, anything and everything that I received, I was like, wow, thank you. For the past 12 months, I was practically earning nothing. So when I received money, I was like, damn, no matter what the amount was. And when I was finally able to go out to eat and afford that, do you know how good that meal tasted? So I was riding this high for about 4 months. Still didn't know what it was. Still didn't know who the hell Gratitude was. It wasn't until this moment where it hit me. I was riding with one of my friends, and he was like, how do you do it, Jay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, how do you constantly have a smile on your face? No offense, but you're living in LA, broke, you don't have a car, and you're sleeping in your friend's living room. And I said this without skipping a beat. I don't know, I'm grateful. Because I live in one of the best cities in the world. There's not too many people who can say that. And because it's a big city, I don't need a car. I can ride my fixie everywhere, or I can take an Uber. 5 years ago, there was no Uber. And I have a friend close enough to where I can consider him a brother, and he'll let me stay with him. There's not too many people who have those in their life. I have 4 or 5 of those guys. And that's when I finally met Gratitude. Okay, fast forward 2 years. I'm living in London. I know, crazy, right? I'm working in London and I'm just unhappy. I don't know what's wrong with me. Soon I realized a lot of that stress and unhappiness came from my job and how much money I was making. Let me give you guys some context. I'm in my 30s. I've been a working professional since 22. So for over 10 years, I've been used to making nothing under 50,000. Remember, context. If you've lived in some of the biggest cities in the world, New York, London, LA, because of the cost of living, it's not as much as you think. And now in London, for the same exact type of work, it's 25,000. I don't care who you are. If you've been used to something for 10 years and it's been cut by 50%, sometimes even 75%, it's gonna shock you. And now that I'm in my 30s and I'm married and I wanna build a future and a family, so it's like, so This is when I started becoming a voracious reader. Also, I started listening to audiobooks. And I picked up meditating. Never meditated before in my life. But I needed peace of mind. And it hit me. Yo, you forgot your homie gratitude. So how did I find him? Well, I had to build that relationship with him again. Happiness is a muscle. You have to stretch it, work it out, strengthen it. Gratitude is the same way. So how I did that was I started just writing down all the things that I was grateful for. And I started small. But what I realized was those small things were actually really big. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for food. And writing down those bare essentials were actually really huge. And then it started to trickle down to smaller things like I'm grateful for my current camera equipment because I get to create art. I don't know why he's not answering my texts. I wonder where he could be at. Should I call him? So now this moment I was living in the state of gratitude that was coming from here more so than up here, because let's face it, saying something is totally different from feeling it. Cool shit started to happen. Like money and opportunity were starting to be thrown my way. And those things that I was truly grateful for started to multiply. Yo, I'm keeping this gratitude dude around forever. Forever. I think what's going on in today's climate, pandemic or not, is we tend to overlook things, including myself. I have what I need. I have my health. I have my own positive thoughts. I have a roof over my head. Oh, by the way, if you're new to this channel, me and my wife moved into this awesome apartment at the break of the pandemic. Good thing we were in a state of gratitude because we were grateful for our last apartment, grateful for this one, obviously, but we were cool either way. So I think that's what we can learn from this guy is you can constantly be in a state of happiness and gratitude either way. So your life can shift up, down, left, right, and you're good because you have this ultimate perspective of gratitude. So I know some of this stuff might sound corny as fuck. Trust me, I get it. But you know what's not corny is just being happy, having success, being in a dope marriage, or just living life without any regrets, or just people wanting to be around that energy, or just good vibes. It's funny, once I kind of got switched on, do you know how many people have told my wife like, oh, Jay seems cool as shit? Or my biggest compliment I ever got in a while was a colleague say, yeah, I like working with Jay. He seems very grateful. All right, that's it. That's been my secret sauce to life. That motherfucker. Nah, that's my guy. All right, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, and be cool, be nice, be sexy, be positive.